Raarup from Inetium.
Yep.
Inetium. And Eric, tell me about your role at the company.
Sure. I head up our marketing and technology strategy area.
And it's an IT consulting?
Yep. Yep, we're an IT consulting firm based here in the Twin Cities. Been around for almost 12 years.
And tell me about what do you see as the outlook for IT in the next 1 to 2 years in terms of hiring?
Sure. I guess I'll sort of tell a current event story. We went into this year. We were excited about where generally speaking, kind of coming out of the recession, and people were excited about making some investments in IT, but it's really exceeded our expectations. So we've been hiring at a really fast clip, and been really encouraged about the landscape for hiring.
What key talents are you specifically hiring for?
Well, I would say one thing that's a little bit different this go around, if you look at hiring, is we're looking for a pretty balanced sort of profile. So not just a hardcore technologist, but someone who's got a good blend of kind of right brain, left brain sensibilities. So someone who's got a problem solving mindset, but also has some good hardcore technology skills as well.
Business skills, interpersonal skills.
Yeah, I would say
negotiation skills.
Yep, exactly. I mean, you're highlighting a lot of the things that we kind of look at. We have kind of more hard, concrete type skills, and then we have the soft skills. And we're actually embarking on a consulting 101 training that everybody in our organization is going to be going through to try to really, educate people on sort of how to get some of those soft skills that are not always, top of mind for some
good listeners.
Yeah, exactly.
And well, we talked about that specifically in technology. What kind of areas are you guys most?
I would say, I think that going forward, design is a big area. Sort of that the ability to create user experiences, that are very engaging and compelling for people. And then obviously with some of the advancements in the technology in terms of integrating with the social computing, integrating with data and web services, those are very, very specific skills.
You talked about the key attributes you're looking for in an employee. Tell me about your hiring process.
Well, we have a pretty sophisticated hiring process. So when we go through identifying kind of who we want to target, it's all about aptitude and attitude. So from an aptitude standpoint, we have an online assessment tool where we ask all of our technical folks to basically go through an exam. And so there's and so with that it's time, and then we have an evaluation process at the end of that where we evaluate that whether or not they're sort of prepared to come in for the in-person interview, and then we go through an interview process where we have them interview with anywhere from 4 to 6 to 7 people, and depending on the role that they're applying for, and then the specifics around that, we'll do some whiteboarding and explain how you answer this type of question, all that kind of stuff.
What advice do you have for experienced IT folks in this environment that are looking for new jobs, how to advance their skills?
Well, there's I'd say there's some folks that are probably in a tough spot right now, right? I mean, they may have recently lost their job or sort of thinking about their next move, and there's a lot of changes that have happened in the last year or two. I would say a couple things. Number one, try to get current. If you've been working on technologies that might be 6, 7, 8 years old, try to understand what's current and maybe near to your field. And then the biggest thing is networking. I like to have coffee with a lot of folks, and maybe there's not an opportunity today, but you never know. And so I can tell in the marketplace who is actually proactively doing that.
Sure.
And I think that's kind of a standard recommendation, but I'd say it's more important now.
The rubber hits the road.
Yeah, exactly.
And specific to networking, so it's not good enough to just drop your resume into a job board. It's phone calls, emails.
It is about, yeah, exactly, and be visible. One of the things that's interesting is when I've talked to people, and they always say, "Oh, I really want to, I'm really interested in like publishing, or I want to get some of my content out there," and they may not be working. So I'll ask them, "So what are you doing today to support that?"
Right.
And if they say, "Well, I haven't done it yet," I always kind of think, "Well, if you're not doing it on your own." Because it's with the internet today, you can do that quite easily, whether it's a blog or some other sort of channel. So I kind of feel like if you really want to do it, you got to be doing it even on your own.
What advice would you have for a recent graduate or a coming graduate?
Well, since I would say
first job.
Yeah, so first job. I think a big thing is really around being excited about learning and showing that maybe it's something that they didn't learn in college specifically, but coming in and demonstrating that they can be a strong problem solver and being open to new technologies and all that. I think so much of what we're looking for is attitude, because we feel that someone coming out of college may have some good specific skills, but the reality is that we want to be able to have some influence in trying to shape them into what we consider to be a consultant that can work in our organization. information. And so I think being able to have that attitude is key.
What advice would you have for any high schools or tech colleges or?
Well, one thing that I noticed when I was going through
as far as curriculum.
Yeah, so from a curriculum standpoint, I think one thing that I noticed years ago, I took some classes at VU, is some of the programming languages were maybe a little bit, not as current as they could be. And I think in today's day and age, with technology changing so fast, I would say just continue to put an emphasis on, staying current with the curriculum in terms of what technologies are really emerging and engaging, because that changes on a, monthly, quarterly basis. So I think putting a focus on it is huge.
Eric, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for the time.
Nice to meet you.
All right.